On Christmas, Peter Burns opened an envelope that left him speechless. "I'm still tongue-tied by the gift from my son. It chokes me up every time I talk about it," he says. His son, Peter Burns Jr., established the Peter F. Burns Sr. Fund without telling anyone. "My father never asks for anything. He's a giver," Peter Jr. explained. Years ago, he mentioned he'd like a family fund someday. The idea caught my attention, and I noticed how many VCF funds are named for his classmates or good family friends. The fund will benefit the Valley and should be in his name. "I don't think you can tell Ansonia's story without mentioning my dad," Peter Jr. said. Peter Burns Sr. attended Assumption School, graduated from Ansonia High School in 1958, and later the University of New Haven. His devotion to Ansonia started early. He was a tri-captain of the 1957 Ansonia football team and served on the Ansonia Board of Aldermen, the youngest board president in the town's history. For years, he worked as executive director of the Ansonia Redevelopment Agency and later deputy commissioner of the Connecticut Department of Economic Development. Peter Jr. said his father helped Ansonia transition from its older manufacturing economy to the town it is today, mirroring his own family's history. "My father worked at Ansonia Copper and Brass for 45 years, and my brother also worked there," Peter Sr. said. His public service wasn't just in politics. Peter Sr. was a volunteer firefighter with Webster Hose H&L Company 3, served on the Church of Assumption Parish Council, and helped form the local chapter of the Ancient Order of the Hibernians. He was also director of the Connecticut Hurricanes Drum and Bugle Corps, helping win the 1967 American Legion National Championship at Fenway Park. Today, when most his age are retired, Peter Burns Sr. is still working to make our valley better. As an executive at the local engineering firm Lux and DeCarlo and Dahl, he's been an integral part of several large regional projects. "My dad is an incredible person, inspiration, and true role model in the community," Peter Jr. said. "Ansonia and the Valley are better places because of him." The Valley Community Foundation. For good, forever, for the Valley.